This is going to take a long time, so you may want to get some snacks. Thousands of years ago.
Welcome back, Golan-Globus. Everybody is a smiling baby face this week because we're welcoming in one of Golan-Globus' favorites, Reb America. The
real American hero.
Yeah, he's the real Reb Brown. He's the
Why
best.
the fuck wasn't he an action figure in G.I. Joe? We got fucking William Refrigerator Perry, but not Reb Brown.
Oh,
He could have played Duke, man. He's born to play Duke.
Does Duke smile a lot?
Yes, and he's got blonde hair, short blonde hair.
There we go. I went out and how do we even start this? We've both had terrible weeks.
Let's start out with some good news for
Good
us.
news. Cat, get the fuck out of there. Cat's trying to knock over his jar of treats.
He's a fiend for that.
Tuna, man.
Is there catnip in it?
No, it's just cat treats, dude.
So we this week we did an interview with our good pal Matt Socey. You know him; he's been on the show. He did Detroit 9000 with us. He did Columbo with us. He's going to be doing a Schlocktober episode with us coming up, hopefully. He has his own show, Sociology.
Oh, that's a perfect name for it.
And he interviewed us. I mean, if you're a long-term fan, you probably have heard the stories. But if you're new to us and you want to know the inner workings of our minds, our intellects, I highly recommend you check out this interview. Griff, what is the website where they can see this?
Well, you'll be able to find it in the show notes today, so you got to figure out how to do that. I mean, you just click on the thing in your podcast app, or you go to SoundCloud and you can pick on the episode and you can find it there. But it is WFYI.org. That's right. That's a radio
station. And it
station.
just says Golan-Globus Theater. So that's the first thing there. So you just click right on it, and I think there's other things. It's not just us. Yeah, it's his show.
Probably.
So, But that's the good thing that happened this week. All bad for us. Annoying. We've had a very annoying week.
My week started great.
Yeah.
So do you want me to start, or do you want to start, or do we switch back?
Let's go back and forth.
Back and forth.
Dueling annoyances.
Okay. Well, I got to start with the good news, which I talk about. The first time I got to talk about was on Matt's show. Is that I got a job offer. So I will hopefully, assuming I pass a background check, more to come on that in a minute here.
I just heard about this show.
That's right. And so that was part of the good news. And
that's good. Good to be employed.
That's how we got started this week. I started up that Baldur's Gate 3 game that everyone's going crazy about.
I played the first one
years
ago.
Nice. So you do have D&D experience.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've never played it, but I've always been interested in it. I just never had any friends that wanted to do that shit. So I probably would have been hardcore nerd about it because I liked it. I've read a lot of like the novels around those worlds as a kid. So I know I'm
You're down with D&D.
Yeah, I know what a kobold is or something like that.
Little monster guy. Yeah.
I know that shit.
Beholder. I was trying to actually make Reb Brown in the game, but the only thing they put focus in their little character creator was in the penis slider. So you can have a dick, you can have, a vagina, but that was like where they put all their emphasis into the character design. Was just like, do you want uncut? Do you want cut?
Woke America. This is why I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah. How much hair do you want on your puss? Just all that. I was like, come on, guys. I want to make Reb Brown.
I want a fully formed character. It's not just about genitalia.
Can you guess which Reb Brown character I was going to recreate in it?
But there's so many great Reb Brown characters.
Think hair.
Oh, Yor?
That
would be a good one. Yeah, barbarian he would be.
Yeah, so I was going to go with Ranger.
Oh,
because I thought he was kind of more of a Ranger-ass. Just the loincloth.
Well, when I think loincloth, I immediately think Conan. I think barbarian.
That's true. So that was where my week kind of stopped being fun, though.
Because all you could do was dick sizes.
Yeah, that was all. So, Murray, why don't you break into the bad stuff?
Well, first off, I've said this many times. Chain pizza is garbage.
Oh my God.
Little Caesars, Domino's. I'll eat it if that's the only thing available.
Right. It's pizza.
I would never say, hey, let's go to Little Caesars.
Right.
I'm a mom and pop. Everybody should be a mom and pop pizza
In Michigan,
place.
if you're not a mom and pop guy, you're fucking up.
So, as I think I've said this before on the show, is my place that I grew up on was Pizza Express, right down the street from me. And a few years ago, I was getting bad pizza. It was overcooked, which is a tragedy to me. This is like Italian style. This is a classic pizza. It's not a Detroit style.
Yeah.
But so you don't want to have chewy crust. It was like it's overcooked. It's basically what it is. So it's a dry pizza.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's garbage, and I had to give up on I was gonna say Little Caesars on Pizza Express. I had to give up on it, and we go to Alibi Pizza in Rochester, which has
great name,
good pizza. And then I was like, you know what? Because it's in Rochester, so I got to drive all the way up to Rochester.
Yeah,
Pizza Express right down the street. I'm like, I'm going to give it one more chance. Maybe they had a bad cook that time a few years ago. No, I had the worst pizza I've had in years.
No.
It was just dry and crunchy. It tasted like stale pizza, and it's a fresh pizza.
Right.
So I was fucking upset about that.
That is a tragedy because my childhood pizza, 313-531-6330, that is the number to Donatello's Pizza, which is now closed and has been for a long time. But for the longest time, me and my brother and my sister were talking about getting tattoos of the phone number together.
Yeah, they didn't want to think you were like, were you in the Holocaust?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's Donatello's phone number, piece of shit.
It's a real tragedy.
But the Little Caesars moved in at the same complex, so it was just, there's a party store, the Little Caesars, and then on the other end was Donatello's.
Are you telling me people chose to go to Little Caesars and that's what put them out of business?
Price
war? Was that the thing?
It was the start of the decline because that was when the $5 hot and ready's just became a thing. Yeah. You know, it's Redford, so not everybody's rolling in fliff. But Donatello starts cutting corners. And we were, like, really close. Like, a bunch of my cousins worked there and everything. So Dean was telling us, like, we had to cut costs. We switched out the sauce and everything because my mom was telling him, like, this pizza's not as good anymore. This isn't doing it for me. Yeah. And sure enough, like, it was only a year or two later that it just completely closed. That sucked. It's a hard thing to lose your pizza place.
Yeah, especially when it's a result of some douchebag fucking chain place.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy.
I
feel your pain.
Thank you.
What else happened to you?
So this week was trekking up. I got that job offer. I was, feeling good.
Right. Football season starting. You can finally start betting again and blowing your money.
Well, I've just been slowly betting.
Yeah, now you can just go. You have money rolling in.
Yeah, I can just go ham. All my new income straight in gambling because that's investing. It's investing. Right. So week's going pretty good. I was a little annoyed because I was actually expecting a second job offer, and the place. This is a place I thought I was gonna get a job at back in like April or May. They brought me back out for an interview and everything. Well, they never got back to me, so I was like, this place is so fucking obnoxious. They're like, we'll call you Monday. I interviewed with them on the previous Thursday, and so that was a little annoying, but I was like, whatever. I'll sign on with these other people. No big deal. I get Boulders Gate 3. Disappointed about the sliders, but everything's going great. I'm having a good time playing some D&D-based computer games. Then we have the most wicked storm. You barely got hit by it.
No, apparently. We got hit.
You got flooded.
I got flooded, but I didn't get any damn tree damage or anything like that.
So Murray can attest to these giant poplar I have in my backyard, or cottonwood, as some people know.
The worst. I hate those.
The branches are just so frail and everything; they just fall off, and so. We were getting, we had some tornadoes that touched down, 30 minutes west of me, outside of Ann Arbor area. And so we were getting some of that crazy wind over here, too. It was just blowing all kinds of limbs down and everything. Well, I ended up losing power, and I had no power for, basically 2.5 days.
Yeah, but they were 2.5 important days because they're recording days. That's right. We're recording on Sunday now.
Yeah.
And we were going to have, you would be listening to it right now if things went according to plan. We were going to have a Copping a Feel, a new installment with an old favorite. But no, we had to cancel that because he had no power. You can't fucking record without power.
Right.
So, yeah, it just, fucked everything up.
Now, it's easy for me because it's just I'm by myself. I just have Millie and the cat to worry about. It's just so fucking taxing. To not have your normal routine and everything, it just felt like shit the last 2 days, and it sucked. And I was like, You were like, maybe your power will come back on Saturday. Even if it came back on, I was going to be like, I can't fucking record. I'm just miserable today. I don't have a pleasant... I'm no Red Brown today. I have no smile. I lost it. Man. I'm glad we're here today on Sunday. The sun is out. It's cool weather.
Yeah, all week it's going to be great weather. So I'm going to be happy about that. But getting back to complaining, this is my last complaint. This is more annoying than complaining, but... All right, so speaking of all that rain, a guy I work for out in West Bloomfield, for if you don't know, that's where the rich people live, and this guy's a rich guy. He's got a big fucking McMansion, ton of property on a lake.
Of course.
And he has he lives on a hill, so the hill goes down to the lake. So this is before actually he moved there, but they cut like a path right through the hill so you can kind of go down it. So he had gravel on the path. And because of all that rain they got, all the gravel went down to the bottom.
Oh.
So I spent the day shoveling gravel and then filling it because there were like these huge trenches, like from all the runoff. So I'm finishing up. That sucked, first of all.
Yeah,
shoveling gravel, but I'm just finishing up and I feel something on my back. Like I think it's a mosquito. I'm like, fuck, that's not a mosquito because it felt like a needle was getting pushed in my back. And I turn around. It's right in the middle of my back, so I can't grab it. And I go to the guy, happened to be there. I'm like, is there something on my back? He's like, oh, yeah, there's a wasp. This is the fucking 6th time this year I've been stung by wasps. I'm worried I'm going to develop an allergy at this point. Right? I'm going to die one of these days. So I'm fucking furious about that because it's the 4th time at this place I've been stung, all because he has a huge fucking place, all in different areas. So it's not like I'm wading into a swarm of wasps. It's literally like nothing. It's not spinning, buzzing around my head. I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, fuck! What the fuck? Like they immediately just attack me. I don't know. I guess I don't know what it is about me. I think it's racial. I think it's racial.
I think Robert Ginty got movies out there somehow.
Is he reincarnated as a wasp?
I think they talk about hive minds, wasp have hive mind, and I think he is the head wasp.
That makes sense.
That would make sense. Now we know reincarnation is real, and Robert Ginty believed in it and was reincarnated as
and it makes sense that
he'd
he'd be reincarnated as a lower life form.
Exactly.
He's a piece of shit.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So I get done with the day. I'm driving home. Like Griff said, there was a lot of flooding. So there was a road that was flooded that I had to go through. And if you're a normal person with a brain, because you don't want your car to get fucking flooded, you drive slowly through it.
Yeah.
So I'm driving. There's a car coming from the opposite direction. Douchebag fucking giant SUV. It's fucking 80 out, so I have my window down. He's just barely. He's like, I'm not even gonna slow down at all.
Was he blaring that Rich Man and Richmond song?
Well, apparently that song actually is like shitting on rich people, but rich people are taking it up as an anthem or some shit. That's what I heard.
The
guy who wrote it apparently is like a liberal dude, and he's like,
not.
From what I heard, he was.
People have gone through, and he's got like a bunch of YouTube content up there, and he's very much like a 9/11 conspiracist. Which you don't have to be conservative to believe in that kind of conspiracy, but even in that language, it's a lot. Like there's multiple lines about welfare queens and stuff like that.
So I'm racing to get my fucking window up, not in time. It was like the fucking logjam ride at Cedar Point.
Oh.
It hit the fucking passenger side window on the inside. I'm drenched by this filthy fucking street water. It probably came off like from a swamp or some shit.
Yeah, like we actually had a warning over here in like the Wayne County area where they were like, be careful about floodwater because sewage, it rained so much that our sewage was overflowing into everything. And
so fuck you, he probably was playing that fucking. He definitely is playing that Small Town song, whatever that fucking.
Oh yeah, Jason Aldean or something.
Or Kid Rock drinking a Bud. Did you see the picture of Kid Rock drinking a Bud Light?
Yeah, I did. I saw that. Yeah,
maybe he's telling us something.
He might be that he.
He's gonna transition.
I think he might. He always wanted to have a full head of hair.
And he does have that wispy facial hair, that unmanly facial hair. So maybe he's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go.
Maybe he's been trans this whole time.
Maybe he's been transitioning.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He's like a self-loathing transsexual.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing Elliot Page did when she transitioned, was wear wife beater. That's what all women want to do is wear, they want to transition so they can wear wife beater unironically. Oh. Would it be ironic?
Is she beating her wife?
I don't know.
Or apparently, he beating his wife.
I didn't realize Dog Day Afternoon, Al Pacino played a gay guy.
Well, technically, I don't know if he played a gay guy because his boyfriend, girlfriend transitioning.
Yeah.
So he wants to fuck a woman.
Well, no, he was happy to be with her when he was a man.
Yeah.
And then when she was like, "No, I'm set. I'm transitioning." He's like, "I'm gonna get you the money, and then I got to go my separate way." But he does go both ways because he was married and he's just bi.
Okay.
How did we get there? So the other bad thing that happened to me.
Okay. I'm done, by the way.
I have to carry all my groceries out of my fridge, of course.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be, whatever. I'm getting them over to my brother's house. I have my phone. I'm wearing a flannel. I have it in the
Big
chest
tub of
pocket.
marinara from last week.
That's right. Albert was very concerned. There was nothing weird in it. We were just having a fun time. That's it.
We're talking about Robert Zadar. How can you not have a fun time? Like we're going to have a fun time talking about fucking Red Brown later.
That's right. I'm glad everybody recognized, and I'm glad all the music we were able to get a lot of the music in there because people were raving about the music in Killing American Style. Oh. And I hope everybody goes and watch it. It's free on Tubi. Go check it out. Right. It's not the most entertaining Amir Shavan movie.
It's not the most gripping.
But there's a lot of good scenes in there that you'll enjoy. Shit. We're going to be talking about Killing Korean Style later in this movie as well. Just a little heads up.
Gangnam Style.
So my brother's got one of the freezers at the bottom. Yeah. And I bend over to put that. Phone falls out. Cracked my phone. So twice, the last 2 jobs I started now, I had to buy a new phone right before.
Wow, that does suck.
It was just this thing slowly piling on. My background check.
People who are in poverty think they get it rough. Listen to what we're saying.
Okay. And so when I got the chance to go back onto Wi-Fi, I was checking my one business email that I don't have access to when I'm on my phone. And the company doing my background checks, you don't have enough information here. You need to send this over now. And so I'm fucking just
frantic,
stressed about that because they're we need all these records. And so I think I got them all the records, and I was constantly checking my email because they don't call me. They were just emailing me. Yeah. So I'm fucking terrified. I'm going to fail this background check, not get this job. Oh, I was having a terrible time. Terrible time.
But it looks like you are going to get the job, right?
As far as I know. We'll see Monday how this background check goes.
So there you have it. Good news in the end.
And better news coming up. Red Brown.
The gift that keeps on giving. The real American hero.
The scream that never stops. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one of his Italian rip-off movies. This time, the great, not so great, Bruno Mattei, a.k.a. in this movie, Vincent Dawn. When the movie's so bad, even he's got to put a fake name on. He also was Vincent Dawn for another movie we covered, Rats. Night of Terror.
I didn't hate Rats.
And so I didn't hate this movie either.
I didn't hate it.
I mean, when it's if Reb was in it, if Ginty was in it, I would loathe this movie.
Yeah,
Reb and his infectious smile, the joie de vivre, as the French say, he brought to the fucking production, elevated it. Because this is just at the end of the day, Predator meets RoboCop ripoff, and they even say that, like Vincent Dawn, Bruno Mattei, his no qualms about look, I just rip off people. That's my job. I what's successful now? We're making that. I miss those days. I miss the Italian film industry because they were the best / worst at making rip-off movies of popular movies.
I mean, part of what we talked about with Matt, and again, you might have heard us do these interviews before, where we always end up coming to this conversation. Is these just fucking quick, let's just go in, get it done. Everybody's taking it serious. There's no winking at the camera except for your one line.
Yeah. Literally winking, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's they get in there, everybody's taking it seriously. This is why Red Brown is a thing today. If Red Brown was around today...
He still is.
Well, yeah, but if he were doing D-level movies, Italian rip-off movies, they wouldn't hold the same gravitas that this movie does.
No.
All the Red Brown movies. So, fucking thank God for these cheap Italian rip-offs.
Right, I miss those days. We'll never have that back. It's just going to be AI-generated bullshit now.
Yeah. Now, Murray, this movie will not take us long, but you have some interesting facts to share.
Yeah, I mean, I got one that I'm going to save, the most traumatic / weird one when we get into it a little.
Oh, okay.
One interesting fact, the character of Virginia, a.k.a. Virgin, in the credits, because this movie's so inept, the credits don't get anything right. She's labeled as Virgin, which she definitely wasn't at the time, because she was married to one Mr. David Hasselhoff at the time. Their marriage was on the rocks. How can it not be when you're working against a real man like Red Brown?
No. I mean, Hasselhoff has a smile, too.
Yeah,
But he was getting into that phase where he's letting his hair go weird and everything, and you got Red Brown, all American, short hair, blue eyes, perfect.
Right, hair not touching the ear at all. It's
oh my
right
God! And
here.
you know that was probably her type too. She'd probably be really into you if you guys got around.
They were, Well, judging by the way she looks when they filmed the interview with her on DVD, I'd be open to a relationship with the former Mrs. Hasselhoff. She looked great and she had to be like 60 at the time when this was being done. She looked good.
I know you're.
She actually is. She has a show now in Vegas. She gave up acting. She has a show in Vegas where she does hypnotism.
With her tits?
No. How fucking sexist of you, you misogynist. And she said it was an awful / great experience because Red Brown's always keeping the energy up, always with a smile.
There we
she
are.
said he was a great guy.
There we are.
But they were in the middle of the Philippines jungle. It was hot as fuck. It was miserable. She saw all the abject poverty that you see in these third world countries. That bummed her out.
A real experience. I mean, that fucking sucks. That's the hard part of seeing that kind of shit. It's like, wow. People are living like this. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, this is another movie after McBain, another Filipino production.
Yeah. Let's just pour one out right now for the guy who had to wear the rubber and leather suit.
He passed out twice. The guy who played Corey did some of the work as the Robo Warrior.
Corey from
this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit!
He stood in for it, and this is even weirder. One of the co-writers of the script
also got in there.
He must mean they're both tall. Because the rope. It's how do we describe the? Well, he's technically Omega 1 prototype is what he's called in the movie.
Yes,
but he is the Robo Warrior.
Yeah,
in this movie. So it's like it's part. Well, what was the?
Okay, he's got, and this part annoyed me. Come on, guys, you should have worked on the costume a little bit more. Because he's got football pads and they tie on in the back.
But it's not technically football. It is visually inspired by that. But it is like a plastic breastplate / shoulder pad piece.
But it was just like string in the back. It should have been something else.
He's wearing like a Road Warrior like leather outfit.
Yeah. So he's got a jacket. And then he's got gloves that he cinched. So he's got like no exposed skin. They like cinched down the gloves over the jacket. Because, no exposed skin. The leather pants. Looks like he had some knee braces on for a reason. Robot.
He had like a belt with a holster on it.
Right. He had the leg holster that I think even Max had for a while there. Didn't he have the leg holster for his shotgun?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's kind of like Han Solo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the low-hanging kind
Han Solo worked perfectly.
Yeah. And then he has...
Boots.
A motorcycle helmet with some bullshit tacked onto it to look cybernetic.
They have like a tri-wing type.
He had a coxcomb on his head.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're trying to say is if you're a fan of Adult Swim's Aqua Teen Hunger Force, he was the cybernetic ghost of Christmas Past. The classic, the only one I really remember because Danzig's in it.
Yes.
It's that. I think that had to inspire the guys at Adult Swim. I could see them being into this movie. So
that very well could have been.
The look.
I think the only thing different was the cybernetic ghost. Well, no, they gave him that in a different episode. Anyways.
Because he was supposed to be a cybernetic turkey, right? Wasn't that what he was supposed to be?
There was a different one with turkeys. Cybernetic turkeys. Turkatron. That's the best. There's not enough Thanksgiving episodes for TV. Aqua Teen Hunger Force has the best Thanksgiving episode, and it's that one.
There you have it, people.
It's the whole history of how we ended up with Thanksgiving, how the tradition came, and it starts with robot turkeys and laser-guided socks. Tube socks.
So with that, I think it's time to go into the movie, go to that trailer. I don't know if we're going to have a trailer. This is an Italian movie. There's going to be no exposition. It's just going to be a lot of shit, blowing up shit. So we might not have a trailer. Maybe Griff will throw something together.
I might have. 30 minutes of this movie is walking through woods to music.
30? How about
60?
How about hour and 20 minutes is walking around in a jungle and firing off guns at nothing. In fact, I don't know. They explained this, and I don't know why they had to do it this way. A lot of maybe Emir Shervan's influence, maybe Bruno Mattei's watching some Emir Shervan. A lot of reaction shots where they weren't reacting to Robo Warrior. Why? He's not CGI. He's just a guy. Maybe because the guy was passed out because it was so fucking hot. Maybe that was why. But yeah, they did a lot of shots where he wasn't even there, and they're like, that's weird.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, there was just a lot of like him. They probably did all of his shots in like very quick order, and then just added them. And all right,
reusing of shots. So all right, let's enjoy this trailer that is original or Griff threw together. Enjoy something for the next couple minutes.
Yeah,
see you on the other side.
Which side? There's many sides.
There you go.
Here we have Corporal Neil Corey, top marksman rating. Private Larry Garino, Alfred Bray, dubbed Papa Doc. Sonny Peel, martial arts expert. His friends call him Blood. Quang, forward scout and point taker. And this is our coordinator, Major Murphy Black.
Enemy sighted, moving target, receive. On target, on target, on target, fire.
Let's get ready for a clean kill.
We're gonna start settling some accounts here.
Major, this belonged to Lieutenant Woodring. Remember him?
On target, on target, on target.
Keep still. Sorry.
Target
We are opening up in that beautiful Filipino jungle. We got a chopper attempting to contact Central Station. It's Mayday.
Something's going on. They've lost control. They're worried. We don't know. And then all we see is some very bad pixelation.
Yep. I described it as the first boss in Battletoads.
I would say that too, but then with an orange filter on.
It's got an orange filter, yeah.
I couldn't see what the fuck. Maybe that's why Robo Warrior lost his shit, because he couldn't see what the fuck was going on.
It might have been it, yeah. Maybe he had 2020 before, and being... You know, the rubber suit makes sense because it's so hot and sweaty. You can't put him in a metallic suit because he would have just short-circuited, right? Or rusted, even.
Or that's all they had were leather pants. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So It's like an 8-bit Nintendo game.
Yep, pixelated.
Vision. Of course, obviously, they're going for the fucking Predator vision look, the infrared vision, but they're failing.
You know,
badly.
they never gave him, like, Predator has the cat noise.
No, because he's not technically a Predator. He's a cyborg.
I know what I'm saying is Predator, when they go into Predator vision, you know, you get, like, a cat noise or whatever.
Yeah.
Them, like, you know, hunting prey and all. Cybernetic just goes
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So, yeah, you can't make out what he's saying. I'll hear target. I heard that a couple times.
Yeah.
And it sounds nerdy as shit. It doesn't sound menacing.
Nope.
It's like, yip, 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 It sounds like the fucking aliens from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yip, 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 yip,
Yeah. I just watched, since I had no power, I had to go places and download some of my Criterion movies. I watched the, what is it called? Colossus, the Foreman Project. Haunting as fuck robot in that movie. And that was done in the 70s, so come on. What's his name? Mario Bamal?
Bruno Mattei.
Bruno Matata. You got to work on your shit, dude.
So we see, yet don't see people running from him. It's like it's in a jungle. The people in the chopper, like, we've lost contact with Omega 1 prototype.
And then we just get that first-person view of the copter flying ahead. We got the pixelated. He picks up a rock, throws it. I'm sorry, that's Battletoads. No, he shoots off an anti-air missile, and it blows up that chopper.
And we're like, fuck, what is going on?
We're cutting back. We're cutting to a group being assembled. We know we love these scenes.
Right. They tell us all we need to know. So we got like a slideshow going on.
Dark room, smoke's filling. Everybody smoking 3 cigarettes at a time. Projectors up.
A lot of mysterious, scummy looking guys. I don't trust these guys off the bat. They look like CIA spooks.
One guy can have a glass eye and not be suspicious, and that's Peter Falk. This guy had a glass eye, suspicious as fuck. It helps when you're in a military uniform, though.
First up, we get Corporal Neil Corey, who I thought was Quarry. I wrote that in my notes, and I was like, Corey? Okay. Heavy artillery. He's that fucking machine gun guy, the giant machine gun guy. This guy, no stranger to G&G Theater. He was in After the Fall in New York.
Okay. He kind of reminded me of the Lee Majors in Dirty Dozen role. He's the old dude with the gray hair, but he had no authority.
Lee Marvin. Lee Majors is the $6 Million Man, which goes back to this movie because he's also a cyborg, technically.
Okay.
Then we get all their code names never used in the movie.
Literally, we're about to get to it. The guy says, why do they have code names? That's all they go by. Never used. One of them gets used.
My favorite, we meet Private Larry Garino, who was just picked because he kind of looks like Chuck Norris. That was his role. He's the recon man. He's known as either Diddy or Diddy Bop. They point that out. So we know that Puff Daddy has no originality. He even stole his fucking rap name from Robowar.
Yeah. I didn't even get this guy's real name. So here we go. We got one person using his nickname.
Then we have their medic, Papa Doc. I don't remember his fucking real name, and I don't care. He's going to be Papa Doc for this episode.
Right.
Then we get the black guy who's going to be, according to them, martial arts expert, never once does any hand-to-hand combat.
Never. In fact, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, he walks into a bear trap, so he doesn't even do it. He barely does anything.
His name is Peel, codename Blood, always referred to as Peel in this movie.
Always.
Never. Then we get one guy who's apparently he was a member of the Viet Cong who joined up their group.
They said he was a leftover from Nam.
Yes. He is their scout, which we just had a recon guy. Diddy Bop is a recon. They're the same fucking thing. And I don't know why he's called the scout, because he has the radio on his back. He's the radio guy, even though I don't think he ever uses the radio.
I never saw. Well, he also has, the least grasp of the English language. He literally talks like caveman. I king will win.
I don't think he even in real life spoke English, because as we know, an Italian thing, they just do all the fucking audio and post.
Yeah.
Which we get a lot of that in the endless walking scenes. We get some peppered in fucking like dialogue.
Yeah, we get they're trying to do chemistry at some points, but not often.
Well, they're trying to do Predator. That's what they're trying to do. His code name is Quang, or Kwong, as he's called a couple times in this movie. So he does go by his code name, and of course their boss, the guy they'll live and die for, Major Murphy, or as the credits called it, Murphy. Black. Of course, Black. Code name Killzone.
Why? And we're getting any nasally voice you hear, any antagonistic voice you're hearing here is Masher. And man, this guy fucking sucks. You know he sucks.
You know why he sucks, Griff? Because here's that story I'm going to tell you about.
Oh, boy.
He's a Danish guy. Like I've always said, there's no Great Danes except for King Diamond and Scooby-Doo. Every other Dane is a piece of shit, and he fits the stereotype because there's on the DVD. Of course, I have the DVD of this movie. There is an interview with the guy who played Peel, aka Blood, aka Peel, and he tells the story. I guess this guy's seen a lot of shit in his life. He's like, yeah, apparently during the filming of this movie, he got caught with a 12-year-old boy. The mom found him. And he's just telling it like this. Like it's not. And then fucking Red Brown almost killed this guy. He was ready to murder him, as you should. And then everyone's like, no, let's just finish the film. Chill out. Don't fucking worry about it. And then Peele's like, don't worry, I'll get him back. This is how he gets him back. It's not even good getting him back. There's a scene later on, spoiler alert, there's a scene later on where they're watching like a gorilla, like a village taken over by gorillas, and they're deciding what they're going to do. And Masher's like, I don't want get involved. We're out here for the Omega 1 prototype. And then Peele puts a gun to his mouth. And the line in the script was calling him a motherfucker. He's like, I'm going to call him a cocksucker. So apparently that's the ultimate. Don't call a fucking guy a cocksucker. So he's like, he jams the fucking gun in his face and goes, you cocksucker. And the guy got offended by that. He's like, no. The line is motherfucker. I have no problem with you referring to me as a mother. I fuck my mom. But don't you dare say I suck dick.
It's just like Sal in fucking Dog Day Afternoon. He's like, they said there's 2 homosexuals in here. Tell them they're wrong. Tell them there's 1. People were really upset about being called a homosexual back in the day.
So he's like, can we, Bruno? No, we have to redo this. And Bruno's like, all right, we'll do it. And they filmed it again with the motherfucker line. And then he goes to P.O. He's like, don't worry, there was no film in the can. We're going to put the cocksucker line in. And lo and behold, they did. So that's how they got their revenge by a guy who was raping a 12-year-old boy. I think they should have just thrown him into Reb. Let Reb do some justice.
We already said Reb is the ultimate babyface, right. And ridding the world of a human being that's that disgusting.
A child molester,
yeah. Oh boy. Okay.
So that's how you know this guy's perfect casting for a slimy government agent.
Right, because he's a total fucking rat, and he's in here. Why do they have nicknames? Does this whole fucking group have a nickname?
They do. It's called BAM.
BAM! What does that stand for?
Big ass motherfuckers. First of all, it should be badass motherfuckers. They should be big ass. They did have some nice asses. I will say that. Reb has a nice peach going on.
Jesus, Reb.
That's probably why he's so happy. He's proud of it.
Save some for the rest of humankind, Reb Brown.
They're guerrilla warfare experts and the best chance of retrieving and neutralizing Omega 1.
All right. Well, should I let them in on everything?
No. Keep them in the dark like all governments do. We don't tell them anything they need on a need-to-know basis, and they don't need to know about this.
And Masher... God, until you told me that, I was going to say, Masher's doing a good job of getting me, like, riled up, because he's constantly, like, got a cigarette that he's packing the tobacco in on, you know? He's fiddling with it constantly.
He's doing some low-budget fucking Billy Drago.
I was going to say, he's doing some low-budget
In fact, I heard he got thrown out of Billy Drago's class when Billy Drago says, I sense he's a child molester.
Of course he did. He was like...
Be gone.
Billy Drago, guys, a little...
Of course, he did it with some hand flourishes.
Yes, of course.
Threw him out.
Just to let you know, in order... Like, the first day of Billy Drago's hand acting school is he asks you what...
Man, when I took a course, and my hands... I have arthritis now because of it.
I know.
Because it's hard to get the gist of, like, what he's doing.
That's right. And you do it from the diaphragm as well.
I heard David Blaine can't even do his shit. And he's a sleight of hand magician.
Right. It's incredible.
It's grueling is what it is.
So first day, what you have to do is you stand in front of the class, just like you do at all, grade school, and you say, my name is so-and-so. Why are you here? Well, I'm here, and he got sweaty, Masher did.
Did you do the day, the shadow puppet day? You just do shadow puppets.
Dude, that sounds like a relaxing day.
No, it's not.
It was stressful too?
You know how to do a buzzard with your hands?
No. The only thing
Billy
I could
Drago
do,
does.
The only thing I could do is a rock.
See? There you go. I can do whatever that is. A dog? What is that?
Was that a rabbit?
Yeah. This is the rabbit. I can do that.
We're not eating marinara today, bro. Oh, man.
So
Masher sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
Packing a cigarette, constantly like, you want me to keep in the dark? Okay, I'll do that.
all right, now we cut to the boat. The African Queen 2 is taking them to Batu Batu, a hellish LZ.
Right, that's right.
Still haven't figured out what that stands for. Get back to us, Jack.
Please, lozenge? Is that what it stands for?
So this is where we're seeing they're like relaxed when they're not in kill mode.
Right, it's boat rock mode, you know? They
Yeah.
got the Steve Winwood on. They're just enjoying. And all of our guys are in relax wear.
Diddy Bop's got the fucking short shorts with the knee sock look going on.
Dockers, knee socks. He is beatboxing to the boombox. He's like da 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 da. He's doing jazz drum beats and shit, and he's listening to just butt rock. It was very strange.
Yeah. Diddy Bop and Corey are sharing a joint / doing a beatbox. They're holding it in the most bizarre way I've seen anyone hold. Maybe Drago had something like, yeah, anybody can just pinch and stare at it.
Right.
Do this.
We talked about how Europeans don't just do the 2 finger. They're like back of the hand,
pinch
front
it.
of the hand. They do the
pinch it and
pinch.
that, yeah.
They do all kinds of just, they go to the Billy Drago school smoking.
Right.
When
Well,
they're-
Billy Drago learned all this shit from mime, which of course comes from France. So it makes sense that the Europeans would be ahead of us.
So Corey Neal must have been stationed there, or Neil Corey, excuse me, 2 first names, either way. And so he must have been stationed over in France or something to learn this.
Well, yeah. Germany, France, we have bases in Germany.
So they're smoking it. It's like when you're warming up your hands.
Or you're beatboxing, yeah.
Or you're beatboxing, and they've got the cigarette just sticking in between 2 fingers, putting their hands in your mouth into their hands, and then apparently huffing in on it. And they're passing it, and you're seeing through the disgust of Peel, a.k.a. Phil. Blood, a.k.a. Peel. That was his name,
yeah.
Peel.
Yeah, Peel Blood.
Always referred to as Peel, though.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, man, those 2 homosexuals, he didn't say homosexuals, the 80s after all, and drug addicts probably got AIDS. Like, that's the joke. They just have AIDS.
Like you were saying, I haven't seen Predator in so long. So this is like the banter between them. Like they're so fucking.
You got to have that kind of like
really edgy,
homophobic kind of. When bros get together, the homophobic jokes start flying.
Well, like you said, Masher was like, "You can't say cocksucker. You can't call me that."
Yeah.
Like that was really offensive to people.
Right.
They were terrified.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah, exactly. They were terrified. Like Marty McFly gets offended over chicken. These guys get offended over saying they like penis.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the little banter. We're getting to know these guys. It's kind of like there was. Like when it's in Predator, when Jesse's chewing the tobacco, when he's like, I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Right. Captain of the boat, Queen's ship or whatever.
African Queen 2.
African Queen 2.
The original African Queen was Humphrey Bogart's ship, of course.
Sense.
Yeah.
I love their African...
Because we know Bruno Mattei loves the classics, so he would always throw that in.
I love that. Yeah. And he did put all the crewsmen into white shirts with blue font that said African Queen 2. Right, yeah. It was good. I loved it. That's good set.
Let you know that.
Yeah. And so... At one point, the captain, or
the captain.
Yeah, he's asked them, "Boss, let me ask you a question. Why are you going to this hellish island?" And Reb, with the biggest smile, is just like, "I'm not talking." I love Reb. Anytime he delivers any line, he's just got a little.
How can you not love him? He's wearing turquoise pants, a matching turquoise bare midriff shirt, skin tight, sailboat on the shirt.
Dude, the reveal of this outfit is so amazing because the boat docks. Right. Our boys are getting off. And the last guy off is, of course, Captain Major Killzone Black. Right. And you see him just walk through that door, and Dreamweaver starts up. Blue Dockers, black belt, fucking cut off little sailboat shirt without sleeves. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, all in turquoise.
All turquoise.
They will be picked up in 3 days. What the African Queen captain lets them know. That's all that's all he's allowed to know. We'll be back here in 3 days.
You'd think Masher would have told them this, but Masher is waiting on the dock for them. And, of course, Black's leading the way, goes up to Masher. Masher's trying to get a handshake. He heard about all Killzone's many feats in war. But Reb just staring off into the mid-distance. What's our MO? What are we doing here? And Masher, you just see him put his hand down. Of course, Red Brown doesn't want to shake hands with a fucking pedophile.
Exactly. He senses this guy. He knows there's something off with this guy. He works for the government. He can't be trusted.
So it works so well, both in the movie and in just the real life, this piece of shit.
So we get dropped. Like, he's all business, as he should be. He's fucking Marfy Black, for Christ's sakes. So the next scene, literally the next cut, they're all in their fatigues. They're all geared up, and they're on rafts on another beach.
Yeah. This was one of the things Masher told them. Yeah, we're going to that island over there. Do we have a contact? Me. Are you going with us? Yeah. No. It's only me and my boys that go. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just following orders, sir. Hands are tied. And you know that fucking just gets right down to the core.
He says, he's like, well, shit. Life's a bitch and then you die. Move out! He's got to scream. Oh, by the way, there was also an interview with the woman who wrote this script. And for some reason, they were interviewing her and sitting behind a drum kit.
Interesting.
She never played the drum. She's just sitting behind with sticks in her hand.
Yeah.
Never played it once.
Okay.
You think you just want to hit it. You got sticks. You want to hit it.
Maybe she did. They probably
She claims, and I call bullshit, because I know my Red Brown, and I know that the rebel yell, some call it the rebel yell, some call it the Brown sound. It's fucking his scream that he's been working on for years. He says it himself. He said Bruno Mattei told him to start screaming.
No.
Because he wanted to sound like Stallone in Rambo.
No, that can't be true.
No.
No.
Don't even try that shit.
Look, we're the truth finders. We know all the truth. We wrote the Wikipedia page on Red Brown. No, that's not true.
And that's why they call it the Brown sound, because you shit your pants when you hear that scream.
Jesus Christ. If you're within earshot of it, like we have the luxury of hearing it through a speaker and it doesn't hit you as hard.
I wear sound deafening
You still do?
Yeah.
Well, you also watch everything on Laserdisc, though.
Right.
And Laserdisc, that's why Laserdisc died as a format, because people were watching Red Brown movies and shitting themselves.
You listen to a Red Brown movie in surround sound, you might lose your mind.
Laserdisc surround sound. It's a special kind of surround sound, everybody. Right. So be careful.
So Masher, he has it looked like just a tiny portable boom box with like a readout on it, like a digital clock.
Yeah, it definitely did look. It had
and
a
he's
clock.
just mysteriously fiddling with it, and they noticed that. And so we're like, all right. And then there's just a line. They're just walking around. Someone says, thank you, fuck you, you're welcome. So we know Jim Cornette is also a fan of Robowar.
That's right. So we just got shots of the boys cautiously trekking through the jungle. And then we have a first-person view of that orange pixelated Battletoads first boss view. And he's got some targets being locked in. And you're supposed to know it's our boys, but you can barely tell anything.
Yes. It's like foggy silhouettes. I don't know.
There is a shit ton of fog in this movie. That final scene is all fog.
It's dramatic.
Yeah.
He knows about the fog. Bruno knows about the fog.
Well, we're gonna have to get in a whole thing about that fog at the end.
So so it's like, oh my god, he's gonna attack? No, he doesn't. But Quang, he remember he's got some kind of ethnic senses that us white men can't see.
He's supposed to be Vietnamese.
Yeah,
and apparently they're mystical.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. I think his name was Billy, the Native American scout from Predator. That's his role.
Oh,
and remember, Billy could could sense shit that we couldn't, because we're not in touch with nature as much as Native people are.
Right, indigenous.
Yes, so his senses are tingling, and he's like, I don't know, and then fucking Papa Doc goes. You know, when the hair in the back of Quang's neck goes up, danger is afoot.
He keeps that hair long just for that reason, to let everybody know.
And sure enough, they see something move in the foliage, and then that's their cue. Unload 10,000 rounds. They just line up shoot this. They do this 5 times in this movie. They just start shooting into the fucking forest.
Just taking out all kinds of brush and everything, and constantly having to go back to the little dinghies they came in on to get more bullets because they're carrying
that
like
should have been an extra guy's job. This bullet wrangler.
Yeah, like bullet mule. So now they're like, okay, let's go check out whatever we fucking killed because we had to have killed something. What do they find at the end of their bullets? A fucking skeleton.
With a smoking skeleton. And it's just like, okay, what's this? And then Papa Doc, because he is the medical expert, this has been dead for days.
He does check the pulse of the skeleton.
Yes. Well, you got to.
But you're a doctor.
Isn't this an auspicious start? And they also find his gun, which has been melted.
Yeah. So you can tell it's like it's still an American rifle and everything, but it's just worn down. So
our boys are on edge right now. They're going a little further into the bush, and they notice a little glint up on a tree.
So clearly it's a gorilla, because we're in here fighting gorillas. Yeah. That's how they think.
Gorillas in the mist.
Yeah, they think they're just fighting gorillas in the woods here. Or the jungle, I guess.
Yeah.
So they send the crew out into 3 groups. And they split up and they're surrounding the glint. And then Corey's just like, I'm going to fucking shoot this guy now. And like you said, the giant assault or like machine gun that he has, I don't know what they're called because I'm not, a gun expert. But he's just like, fuck yeah, it's time. And everybody unloads again. Now we're just taking out brush above us.
Yeah. Body falls out of the tree. Like, I think we got him. And they go check him. Once again, checks the pulse. Yeah, he's dead. But he's been dead for days, too. It's another fucking skeleton.
You guys aren't going to believe this. He's been dead for days. Go up there and see if there's anything else up there. They find a melted gun up there. What the fuck is going on?
And then we have another, about 3 minutes of them just walking through the jungle with some butt rock playing in the background. I think it's the song we opened the show with.
It might have been, yeah. It wouldn't be the halfway point there.
And then Peel, being the martial arts expert he is, just blunders into a bear trap.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't even a bear trap.
No.
It was 2 pieces of wood with nails going through it.
Exactly. I didn't know what else to call it, so I just called it a bear trap.
And fortunately, Murphy has some skills of opening them, so he just opens it up, gets out. Papa Doc checks him; he'll be okay. Kisses the boo boo, and he's fine.
I'm glad you said that because that is literally Papa Doc's medical procedure. It's just get down there, Peel. You're gonna be okay. You ready? Listen closely. That was literally the kissing noise.
Like, wow, I feel better.
That was literally, if you guys go back and watch Killing America Style, we talked about it. Yeah. There was just random weird, cheek kiss noises. That's the same kiss noise they were using in the sex scene with Robert Z'Dar.
They actually flew Robert Z'Dar in just to do that voiceover of the kissing
noises.
He's
got that cavernous jowl, so of course it makes
echo reverb on
it. It's amazing.
So now Quang. Hair's fucking rising on his neck again, so he just takes off. And fucking Black's following him. He's like, he's on to something. So they go.
Quang is just slowly stalking through the woods and everything, and he sees a snake slithering.
Wasn't it going over another body? I thought it was.
I don't remember seeing another body. I just remember seeing that snake and then snatching it. And I was waiting for the hard target.
Since this is an Italian production, I was waiting for some horrible animal cruelty thing where he was going to slice it in half with a
Good
knife.
Call. Yeah, I'm glad we don't see any of that.
But a bird calls out and distracts him, so he just lets the fucking snake go.
Well, of course, he's indigenous, so he hears that bird quack, and he's like, trouble's foot, birds never quack.
They don't.
No.
And then he finds a whole mess of bodies and skeletons, all dead. Because why? Because Papa Doc checked their fucking pulse.
And so he calls for Major Black, Murphy
Black. Yeah.
Murphy. And so Reb joins him, and they're looking down, and he's like, well, shit! Maybe this is Korean style or something. Quang fires back, no, this is not killing Korean style. They would never kill their own kind like this.
He points out the soldiers were shooting in all directions. They didn't know what they were facing, and there were no discernible tracks around this kill zone. So what the fuck killed these guys?
So now we're getting cuts back to Masher. You know, he was trying to tag along with Murphy, but Murphy was like, you stay here and call out your name every 30 seconds. But of course, Marsher's like, I'm not going to do that.
Why did he do that? That was weird.
I don't fucking know. I think he was just trying to embarrass him. Because again, they had heat from like the second scene.
And when I say your name, I mean cocksucker. So,
just yell out cocksucker.
So he's this, cocksucker. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 cocksucker. It's fucking Robo-Warrior. He comes out of the foliage and he faces off with fucking Masher.
And we see Masher's jaw drop and his eyes are just glinting. Never mind, I don't want to do that joke. And so you're expecting some shit to happen here, and he's like fiddling with all this shit. He's reaching for something, and then he just tries.
Was that supposed to be a tracking device he had? That mini boombox he was carrying?
He called it an EMP at one point.
That was the detonator thing. That was the.
No, he called the box that was thrown into the stream an EMP thing. And
no, he did that. He did that later on. He did I know what you're talking about. When they made the little base, that's when he started talking about the EMP. That's what the detonator was supposed to be.
Oh no, No, they asked him what was the thing we threw in the river, and he said that was the EMP. Oh, the other thing was he just called it the detonator. So, anyways, he's fiddling with some shit, and then he runs away. Not before Robo-Warrior can throw a knife at him, but it just missed him.
It goes all the way to the hilt into a tree.
So let's call it an 8-inch knife, 8 inches deep,
balls deep into a tree.
Balls deep. That knife did have a pair of truckticles on it.
So they hear the commotion. They run out. Damn! A man can't do that! And then he goes to pull it out. Shit! It's hot!
And then we just continue again.
Yeah.
And we happen on a road. You know what we haven't had? Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Well, it's a bridge and a road, yeah.
Bridge and a road. And we really we've been told these boys are great. We haven't seen how great they are.
We haven't seen them kill anybody. We see them shoot at dead bodies.
And they're fucking hungry for a kill.
So Quang senses vibrations on the bridge. Because remember, he's indigenous. His senses are heightened.
He takes a leaf, he blows on it, he takes some of the long grass, throws it into the air, and then he puts a hand and an ear to the ground, and he's like, trouble afoot, gorillas.
And then Diddy P mumbles, his balls begin to tingle and jingle.
Wow. I'm glad you got these in here, because these are some weird fucking...
Yeah. Because that was like a more post shit that they were just throwing in.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know what. And so they go up on the road, and we see a young woman running and a nerd running from these guys, these like guerrilla warriors, soldiers, chasing them.
Right.
Doing, like, yeehaw, shooting at them and shit.
So our boys are literally just standing on the side of the road. They're running across the bridge, down the road. They're not hiding at all. They're just standing there.
Well, they're lining up. They're getting ready.
Yeah, they're just standing there, I guess, kind of lined up. Apparently, the gorillas just, stopped in front of them, near them.
Well, they run over the guy that's with the girl. See, he's dead. But he doesn't matter because he's not a beautiful blonde woman.
Of course.
So she runs past them, and then we see our boys, hey, assholes! Ah! And they just unload again.
It's... Again, like a cartoon.
You would think this was a guy who stole some bubble gum from a party store or something, and a cop would do that. It would make sense. But
yeah,
they just unload.
But it's like G.I. Joe, where it's just you have a cut of them shooting and screaming, and then never in the same frame. You just have a frame of people falling over, dying from the bullets that are apparently hailing from wherever they are.
They all die except for Tommy Chong. He survives, and he grabs Virginia/Virgin, because that's her name in the credits is Virgin.
Yeah.
And he puts a gun to her head, and fucking Murphy's he's just let me deal with this geek.
Pulls out his little side pistol. One! And the guy's going, I'll shoot her. I'll kill her.
2.
I'll shoot her. I'll kill her.
3. Shit. Shoots him right in between the eyes. So then Reb, as soon as that's done, Reb turns around and he spots fucking Robo-Warrior. Take cover!
Incoming! Take cover!
Bunch of lasers start flying at our boy. Shit! But it's like, they got that woman. They got to get off the road. They'd want to fight, but they have a fucking
woman civilian. They got to protect.
Yeah. So they run away.
We get some time here. We get settled, and apparently, Robo Warrior's thing is that he wants to pick everybody off, isolated.
He's a predator.
Yeah, so he doesn't like.
He's the hunter, as Quang calls him later on.
Yeah, so it's like he doesn't want to kill things in pairs. He wants to do everything one at a time.
Right.
So he's like watching Reb have a little conversation, asking Virginia what she's doing and all that, why she's here. And
she's like a peacekeeping mission. They're building hospitals and shit and bringing fucking vaccines that are going to kill everybody.
Right. She assumes that, of course, they're there to help her because the guerrillas were overtaking.
Did you hear about that village, a.k.a. the village in the beginning of the movie that gets destroyed? She thinks they're there for that.
Yeah. And she's like, no. We're here to fight guerrillas, but they might be the same guerrillas.
And she's like, well, I just came from San Pedro. Let's go back there. That's where everyone's being held hostage.
Right. And so they just happened to wander on San Pedro. I guess they were pointing in that direction. And Masher, of course, this is the scene we were just alluding to. Yeah. Masher's pointing out, this is not our business. We're not here to liberate villages. There's probably no good drugs in there that we can take home with us. This country doesn't even have oil.
And then click, shut the fuck up, cocksucker.
And so then Reb starts handing out the commands. You two, take out these guards. You two, take out those guards. We're getting a second jobber match, everybody.
Right. So we see a village reminiscent of the McBain village. Everything's made out of bamboo and fucking palm fronds. It's very Gilligan's Island.
Oh, yeah. They had a coconut radio.
And our boys are just fucking ninja style, stabbing necks.
Yeah.
And then I think Reb's like, I got to get in the fun. And he just runs in, starts firing. They're doing a great job of stealthily just taking everyone out.
Right. They do 2 stealth kills with knives. That was Corey, and I forget who else went in there.
I think Blood did it. Peel.
You think Peel did? Okay. On that
or
bad
it could have been Quang. I don't know. Quang's good with a knife.
Quang is good with a knife. They take out 2 guys with the knives, and then everybody starts running in, and it's fun time. You're like, you might as well cue up some circus music.
Quang double choke slams 2 guys.
Yes.
And then we get the fucking call back to Predator, but it's so much better because Reb's doing it. Reb is like fighting with a guy. Guy comes up, he hurls a knife, pins him to the wall, like we saw Schwarzenegger do. But Schwarzenegger just said, stick around. Reb does it one better. Don't move. And then he literally winks at the camera.
I will say, without really doing lines or anything, I really liked Quang. I thought he was pretty fucking good in this movie.
Yeah. Quang Chung.
Yeah, I liked him. I haven't seen Predator in forever. Maybe I would feel different if I saw Predator right before I watched this, but
Virginia runs to the place, I guess like the school, wherever they keep all the children. They're all dead. It's a pile of dead. And we know because Papa Doc checks all their pulses.
Papa Doc literally
Masher checks something else, but we're not.
God damn it.
He's like, I'll check their temperature.
And Rep said, you won't move. And then winks at him.
So they're all dead. The whole village has been destroyed. Robo just stumbles in.
Peel was told to, keep an eye out on things while they all, were checking inside the huts they didn't blow up. There was literally a Peel grenade throw where he goes, ew. He says, ew, and throws the grenade. It was it's so weird. Hey, you're a badass in this movie. What are you going to do? Ew.
Because it's a wimpy way of killing somebody.
It peels the wimp.
Yeah, just throwing a fucking grenade.
He was projecting in that boat scene. He's actually gay and a drug addict, maybe.
So Robo just stumbles into the scene, And Peel's like, hey, and Peel like, fucking Robo.
He's got a cigarette dangling out of his mouth, and he can't. I don't even think he got words out, Murray. I think he was just sitting there, and he just starts going, you see the cigarette trembling, and then he gets lasered, and that's what everybody hears.
And he gets killed. Because
lasers, as we all know, are loud as fuck.
Yeah.
So we gotta quiet our lasers down.
Quanks goes up to Peel's body. Murphy, this wasn't gorillas. It's just one. It's the hunter. And then we see Robo again. Starts unloading lasers on our boys, blowing up the fucking huts that our boys didn't blow up. So the boys, they circle around. They're face to face with Robo. And Garino, his boy fucking Peel, got killed.
Right.
He's furious. So he's like, I got to kill this motherfucker. So he runs off after Robo.
Yeah. Neil Corey has to run off to Garino because he's trying to get him back. So now we got two stragglers. And as we know, this is how Robo likes it. Right. He wants excuse me, I'm burping. One at a time. So
Garino just runs into Robo and is just killed. And his body's dragged off.
Yeah, just killed.
Corey finds a blood trail. Of course, he rubs the blood between his fingers, tastes it. That's blood.
I don't know if he's dead. I'll have to get Papa Doc over here to check his pulse.
Check your pulse. And sure enough, his arm's there, so you can check his pulse. Severed, and it's holding some dog tags. And we're like, did he grab his own dog tags before he died? No. It says Lieutenant Woodring on it.
Interesting.
Things are getting interesting, people. So... Murphy, he decides, we got to find fucking the rest of Garino. We know his arm's here.
Right.
Where's the rest of them? So we get a long, drawn-out searching montage with more of that fucking butt rock we opened the show with.
We got, of course, Robo watching them.
We get some very dramatic synth. And the searching's interrupted. Corey just walks by a tree. We see up in the tree, Garino's body is, hanging from the tree.
Yeah.
He doesn't notice it, but he does notice Robo. And Robo notices him. So he opens fire. And the crew, once again, this is their 12th fucking scene where they're just lined up, unloading their guns into the jungle.
So they did do a different kind of shot here. They got on the ground and kind of an angle and were pointing up at the boys. And they were like you had the one in front. They formed like a flying V. And they were, it was, they mixed it up a little bit.
And we get some rebel yells, and then night falls. All right, Murphy's like, God damn it, Masher. What's going on? You're not telling me stuff. And he's like, look, I was involved with this. It's a cyborg. It's the perfect cyborg. I created it, but we can destroy it. Impossible. And he's like, look, I'll admit, there's some bugs to be worked out. It's very Tesla. Tesla probably created it.
Yeah, it's automated cars in general. They just murder people.
We needed more testing. It's out of control. But look, think of it. Murphy Black versus Omega 1. The perfect match.
Right.
You were made to take out Omega 1.
I liked how Master tried to turn this this is the greatest challenge ever for you, right? You're going to be able to put a new medal on your wall with this one. But since I put it in my own head here, maybe, like people do with automated cars, all they need to do is put a fucking construction cone in front of it. And then it'll just stop.
Quang's not buying this bullshit. He's like, let's kill this pale-faced motherfucker. But then, no, we need to learn more. Then Black apparently has a flashback. Everything looks the same here, but we have a flashback to Vietnam. And this is where we learned that he knows a Lieutenant Woodring.
Right. And we wouldn't know this because all he's doing is going, Marty! Marty! Marty!
And then Marty steps on a landmine, and that's it. That's the flashback.
Yeah. So who the fuck... Is it supposed to be Marty Woodring?
Oh. All right. And the next morning, they're back on the hunt. Doc he's telling Masher what's up. No one likes this fucking guy.
Papa Doc, by the way, we never even mentioned this. He has his unique characteristics as well. He's fat. He's got a beard. Yeah. And he smokes a pipe.
Yeah. He's an AW fan.
Yeah. He's constantly seems to be calm, cool, and collect, smoking his pipe. And he stops Masher and he's like,
He did say, "Milady," when Virginia joined the crew.
He doffed his cap. Yeah, he's got that cap on.
He has that kind of energy.
But he stops Masher to tell him, yeah, I ran into, I was there when that Robo was around you, and I was in between you two, and you did not seem to be. I just want you to know, if anybody else fucking dies in this team, Quang is going to be fucking ripping off your little pedo-loving dick and shoving it down your throat.
Hey, there's a stream. Let's cross it. So there's a stream. It's like literally knee-high water. And Murphy goes to Corey, help Virginia cross. She's a lady. She can't handle knee-deep water.
And Quang, like true baby face, Reb's baby faceness works off. Like Warlord wouldn't be able to resist Reb's just pure baby faceness. So Quang goes, my lady, and throws out an arm and escorts her down across the street.
So, yeah, remember, there's barely a story to this movie. So there's more padding. We're just watching people cross a fucking stream, basically, with no current at all. It's just totally... Is it technically even a river if there's no current? It's not even flowing. Walking across it, but somehow it's dangerous.
Right.
Then Papa Doc's turn to go around. He's like, ew, is there like fish here? It's gross. I feel something. They're like, let's get across. But no, then I think we get a scene of Papa Doc's feet in the water, that pixelation.
Yes.
I don't know. There's something.
It's murky water on top of the orange on orange pixelated.
Filthy
Yeah.
water.
And we can't see it, but you see what looks to be like some kind of tentacle claw thing just stretching out.
No,
that was in black. No, I saw that in this scene.
Okay.
They do give you something to allude to this in this scene.
All I'm hearing is target. Doc gets grabbed. He's like, oh, help me. It's like literally knee-deep water. I don't know how he's even floating. And he's getting dragged down the river. Shit, we got to find Doc. Go down the river. So, all right. So now Quang, he puts the machete to Masher's neck. He sees that fucking little doodad he has. I don't know what the EMP bomb, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't even call it a bomb. He just says it can track EMPs.
Grabs it, hurls it in the river. Now we're both even.
All even. The whole team, I guess.
Downstream, Doc washes ashore.
He's just by himself, just hanging out. He's like, well, I guess that was a lucky one. Maybe he got something up his urethra.
Blows some water out of his pipe. He's good to go.
Starts looking around, surveying the scene, and that's when he spots Robo again.
Well, does he? No, he just...
Yeah, he spots it, and then he runs off.
And then he's like, Murphy! Papa Doc! Murphy! They meet up. They're talking. He's like, what'd you see? Oh, I think I saw Robo. And then all of a sudden we see this Doc Ock from Spider-Man tentacles going along the ground, grabs onto the heel of Papa Doc's boot and just starts dragging him.
Just snaps him out. And the boys are just confused. They're like, wow. All right. Do we find him now?
Yeah, let's run after him. So they're running after him. Masher stays behind. He's got this little fucking remote device in his hand, and he's struggling, arguing with himself.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do this or it'll kill us all. Should I? No, I won't do it.
This is the scene where I noticed that Masher has a unique thing I haven't seen in any of the movies we've done. A single finger apparatus that's strapped on. Did you notice
I
this?
didn't see that at all.
He's got an index finger little leather
So he's not wearing a glove? He just has one finger
just
covered?
one. And he was
that's like the opposite, because like Mad Max had the glove with the finger missing so he could pull the trigger.
Right.
Wow, so he picked up Mad Max's finger glove.
He did the reverse, but it's literally one, and it's got straps to hold it on.
See, this is the shit you get in these kind of movies. You think John Wick, somebody would have the idea of doing that? No. So they're chasing after Doc, and they catch up to him. Well, they catch up to a smoking corpse.
We didn't finish the whole detonator scene because he's holding up. Now he's got that little silver device, and he's like, "I've got to do it."
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they find the remains. There's no doctor, so they don't know if he's alive or dead. Because they're like, "Where's his pulse?" They're checking all over the skeleton, and they're like,
"They don't know how to do a pulse."
I think he's dead, Marshall.
Right.
Murphy.
Marshall Murphy. Thank you. Marvel matters.
So they're like, somebody says, no more running. We're fighting this motherfucker. So the boys set up their own little trap. They built a little fort out in the woods. And Quang went out putting landmines all around it, grenade traps, all this good shit.
This is one of the worst built-up scenes I've ever seen. Because it's literally just standing around that we're going to be building up to.
Most of this movie is just standing around. If you're not shooting a gun, you're just standing around.
So we got so they're building like a camouflage hideout. They've like knocked down trees.
It's a little tree fort that we all made when we were kids.
They dug like a little divot right before it so the robot would fall in front of them or something. They do have the landmines in front of them, like 5 feet in front of them. But this is where we have Marfy, excuse me, that's the name we're using, get in Masher's face about the remote device. Because Quang told him about it, and he's like, what is that thing that Quang threw in the river? That was an EMP device, and I was using it to send remote signals. I could take over. That thing that's after us, it's a robot. I designed it. I'm pretty badass.
Corey's like, let's just throw this fucker out, let him handle this shit. And they're like, yeah, but he's like, wait. I can use this detonator device, but it's got to be complicated.
Corey, check his bag. And that's when they get the actual silver remote device.
But he's like, look, so it's like what would you call it? It's like a fucking little handheld thing with like an antenna coming off.
It's it's got a switch and a lever, and a switch and a button.
And he's like, look, all right, I can stop the Omega 1 prototype with this, but it says limited range. I have to get in close. And not only that, he has to point it at the center of that little coxcomb on his head. I have to point it at that.
No. Why not hardwire this fucking thing then? It's the stupidest fucking concept ever. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
So he's just like...
But Masher is trying to live through this, right? That's why he's like, you can't do it. Only I can do it.
But... it's so ridiculous. Like, no, he has to be facing me while I'm pushing this. I have to point it at the center of his head.
Right.
I have to spin around his head, tap it 3 times, and then push the button.
Say his safe word into his ear.
And Quang's like, hey, enough of this shit. Robo's coming. And then he's like, and they're like, don't worry, the landmines will handle him. And he's like, they won't work because he has thermal sensors. He can sense all the landmines. And he's like, I'd love to stop him, but it's too far away. And they're like, fuck it, go out there. You're doing it.
Yeah, no. At first, what he does is Reb tells him, no, trigger the fucking thing right here. And so he, using his one little fucking sleeved finger, he actually flips the switch, hits the button, and you hear beep, 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 beep. And the robot's not reacting. It's literally standing 100 feet away from them.
Too far.
Just standing there.
Too far.
With his back to them. So it's like, what the fuck is this robot doing? I was like, what is happening?
So like, Masher, go out there, get close to him.
Well, Masher actually decides, he starts ripping off, he's got the bandolier of shotgun shells, and he's got the vest on. He starts ripping everything off. And he's like, I'm going to go do it now. And they're like, good, go fucking do it. We don't like you. So he goes walking out for the robot, and Masher gets right in his face. And
before he does, he hands a little tape recorder to Murphy.
Thank you, yeah.
Meanwhile, Robo stepped on some mines, but nothing's affecting him. Not even a scratch on him.
Right. And the people aren't even saying it. It's like he's stepping on a Lego brick and nothing else.
So Masher gets all up in his grill. He literally has a grill on his mask.
He's slowly lifting that detonator up to his forehead.
And Robo, he knows what this is. He knows the score. So he grabs his wrist, shakes his hand, drops the detonator.
A light emitted, as if he was like electrocuting him or something. Come on, Murray, we got to really build this robot up. It's got powers for days.
Needless to say, Masher drops the detonator and then is just hurled onto a mine where he explodes.
That was good. I liked that.
That would have got me kicked off of fucking Facebook. Just showing the gif of that dummy being blown up.
That's the kind of shit like, what, 3 episodes in or something?
Yeah, that's why I gave up on her Facebook page, because I was constantly getting flagged for putting that kind of shit up.
It would be amazing if Threads became the Twitter replacement, and it was like, we can't put any content on it. Because
fortunately, it doesn't seem like it is.
Yeah.
All we can hope is that they have their fight in the Coliseum, fucking Zuckerberg kills Musk, and somebody else buys Twitter. Hopefully Trump. So... Because he's got all the money. He could do it. He has fucking $47 billion. He could buy it.
Right. And he's an incredible businessman.
So Corey goes out there. I guess it's my turn. So he goes out, grabs the detonator, and just gets killed by the fucking robot.
That's right.
I think we just see like a POV shot of, but not the pixelated POV, and he like spits blood on his face or something like that.
He gets close to the robot. The robot like turns him around, and I couldn't tell if he did a chop to the chest or the back of his head, because then you do a quick cut to the camera, and you get Corey's face just splurting blood into it. It was kind of a cool shot, though.
So Robo picks up the detonator, and then he starts firing on their little fort.
Yep. Just blowing it up with his lawgiver.
So all we got now are Murphy, Quang, and Virginia. They run off. The fort's blowing up. They're running away. But then this is where we get the fucking Predator scene where fucking the Indian guy, no, you guys go on. I have to do this myself.
Yeah.
And he takes off his fucking gear, so he's stripped down with a machete. Fucking, no, you got to come with us. And then she's saying that. And then Murphy's like, he'd rather die than be taken away to get killed.
That's right.
So they leave him. Quang, did we even see him get like in confrontation?
What we saw, Quang gets his machete out, holds it in 2 hands, and just flexing so hard as he swipes the machete very slowly, ceremonially, across like Tai Chi style across his body, and then you get the pixelated target. I got my target. And then it just zooms in, and as it zooms in, his face becomes less pixelated. You know, enhance, and then just dead. That's it.
Yeah.
Quang is actually one of the cooler characters, and he's just gone.
Virginia hears the blast, and she's like, it's just you and me, Murphy. What are we going to do? Robo is following. He passes by. There's a skull formation made out of beer cans. I don't
Amazing.
know what that was.
That was fucking great. I loved it. When they just shot to that, I was like, why? I love it. I don't care.
They're running some more, and then Virginia's like, hey, there used to be an abandoned hospital down here. We had to abandon because the water was poisoned.
I'm glad you tried to skip it, but Virginia goes, I can't do it anymore. It just stops. And by the way, watch Reb running in this scene. He's doing like the tiniest little run. He's not running. He's like, he looks nervous about the ground he's running on.
Stealthy. It's like,
and then they get to that little bridge that they're on here, and he's even more cautious on it.
So she mentions there's an abandoned hospital. Let's go there. So that night they find the hospital. Virginia, she says, oh, by the way, I have a degree in chemistry, and I can make napalm.
Yeah. There's just some ingredients. Yep. There's napalm ingredients.
Gasoline. This is how you make homemade napalm. It's the gasoline and then frozen orange juice concentrate.
That's it.
That's a real thing. I'm not even making that up.
I know.
Because I got my anarchist cookbook at home.
That's right.
And she's like, she's like stirring it on a pot. She's like, it's almost ready.
Yeah, it's boiling, big cauldron. She's putting her finger in, needs more salt.
So he's like, Black, I need you to lure Robo in here, and then we can set off this napalm bomb.
So Murphy, of course, is like, okay, I'll go out and get him.
But first, I got to listen to this tape that Masher gave me.
So I don't remember. Do we want to just put the audio in here, or do we just want to recap it?
Well, it depends on how much work you want to do.
I could throw the audio.
Okay, well, there's not much. Here it is.
All right.
What is that?
It's a tape Master gave me to listen to.
I'm making this tape for the last one of us left alive. That's probably you, Black. What you're fighting is more than a machine. There is something of the human in you. To be precise, he's a perfect fusion of human and mechanical parts. The true masterpiece is the brain. Bionic and human cell tissues in a superb amalgamation. You are well acquainted with the man we chose to transform into Omega-1. Black, Omega 1 is your friend, Lieutenant Martin Woodring. They brought him into our center more dead than alive. We were able to save only the parts that really interested us, his head and his brain. He'd been singled out to us as the toughest and most brilliant expert in every kind of guerrilla warfare. The man's knowledge, plus the computer that keeps him alive, eternally for all practical purposes, make him an invincible and indestructible war machine.
You get one resign. Shit. I can't stop him. He's indestructible. So he's like, I'm going to try. So he goes out the door. He doesn't run into Robo. He doesn't even leave. Like, Robo's in the hospital.
He opens one door, and Robo has gone full Michael Myers and is behind the door.
Starts beating the shit out of fucking Murphy. Pins him against the wall, choking him. That sets off Murphy's fucking repetition.
This is the first time we've seen Robo go hand to hand too.
He sees into his brother's eyes, as Jean-Claude would say.
Right. He's getting choked.
Excuse me, Sacha Baron Mitchell, I should say, because that's where that song is from.
Yeah.
My Brother's Eyes.
My Brother's Eyes.
Why? Because he's wearing a motorcycle fucking helmet. There's actually scenes where we can see they didn't mean to, but we can see the guys like through the fucking visor.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie.
So we thought this was just a Predator movie or a robot movie, but we're about to get the big reveal here.
That is a RoboCop movie.
It's a RoboCop movie.
Because he lifts up the visor, he sees into his brother's eyes, and then Reb goes back. The
guy's just got like that little bit of silver makeup on his face.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I didn't know
what. A
what
scar or something. I don't know what it was.
When they cut back to the flashback, he does have a gnarly big chunk out of his nose, but this went up like he had like a Harry Potter lightning bolt that went down from his forehead over his nose.
So Reb, that revs him up. He pushes back Robo. They start taking off. Virginia's helping him out. But Robo blocks away. He's Michael Myersing it.
Right. Reb goes full Rebel Yell, pushes him, and then Virginia's coming over with a bottle of...
She starts knocking fucking shit off the fucking shelves and goes, finds this jar.
Yeah, it looked like Sprite to me.
Black is on his back. Black on his back. And Robo's got the laser gun pointed at him. But Virginia grabs that bottle of, is it citric acid?
Citric acid.
Maybe it was it Squirt?
Yeah, it was Squirt.
Love Squirt. They make Squirt anymore?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I haven't had Squirt in a while.
Dude, you got to get some Squirt.
So she squirts. She's no virgin after all. And it goes all in Robo's face, and then we get some more of that fucking cartoon flashes of electricity.
The post production electricity on his gun and on his circuits. Yeah.
So Murphy grabs his gun out of his hand, and he's short circuiting, and they take off. They go out for the exit of the hospital.
Right. It's just, think of it as like Chuck Norris's on the Bayou cabin where it's got like the big front covered porch. Yeah, they were fighting on that. They just like push him and run backwards with his gun, turn around and fire it on the hospital.
Which blows up.
Because napalm.
Or just laser. I don't know.
Well, we know about the laser. It just blows up objects.
And so it's over, right?
Well, yeah, Murray, of course.
Not so fast. The next morning, I guess it's day 3. It seems like it's only been 2 days.
That's all. By my count, it's 2.
But I guess the boat's there. It's waiting. Maybe they're just partying out there.
Right.
They're like with Bezos. They're just partying.
Right. Like they get to the beach, they see the boat, and they're swimming out to the boat. But we also talked about this because you were asking about this. Why did they go to the island, then they go to another? Like, why is there 2 landing zones on the same island? And I was like, no, they went to another island. So the boat's supposed to go to the other island.
Batu.
They're not. They're not even on the right island. But apparently the boat.
Maybe they're just fucking fishing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not even their boat. Maybe it's African Queen 1.
There we go. Anyways. So there it is.
So it's like fucking at least a half mile offshore, and Virginia's gonna swim that.
Yeah.
Apparently she's good at Ironman competitions.
Yeah.
So she goes out there. He's ready to follow. He's taking off his shoes. You know, he doesn't want to ruin them.
Yeah.
And then fucking Robo pops up. And it's like, fuck, now he's got to finish what he started.
Pushes him over. He's reaching in for his gun, but you get all those electrical signals happening and
sparks,
everything.
Whatever
Sparks.
the fuck.
So apparently he can't pull his gun. So the two of them are just playing a game of chicken back into the
So
woods.
Murphy, he's trying to protect Virginia. So he like lures him away from Virginia.
We're watching as Marv is going up, and ends up like in
High
this
place.
little,
That's the perfect place for, you want the high spot.
you want the high spot. And he finds one, and it looks like he's trying to run more, but his back is to a waterfall now.
He finds the ultimate high spot.
Yep.
Right at a waterfall. Don't go chasing waterfalls, bro.
Oh my God.
So Robo, that song is about this movie. People don't know that. Robo, he's got his back to a waterfall. He's trying to like reason with him, find the human part of this perfect cyborg.
Right.
And it works for a second. The visor goes up. He sees his brother's eyes.
My brother's eyes.
And then we get flashback once again to Nam, and we see Woodring, who just stepped on a landmine. He's all fucked up. We see that we know Reb wants to console him. He gives him this speech, this beautiful speech. We're familiar with it.
Tell me about Disneyland.
They got tons of popcorn there. And all you gotta do is go climb a tree to go eat it. And there's cotton candy, mountains of it. And chocolate milk and Maltons. And there's a genie, a magic genie. And he can't wait to grant your wishes.
I'm sorry to tell you, people, there will be no genie wishes granted in this flashback because we go right back to the waterfall. But it does. It pulls on the one. He's all cybernetic, but his strings are still made from his heart, Griff. He's pulling on those heartstrings. And finally, the humanity comes back, and he pulls out that detonator.
Robo does,
and he hands it to Murphy. Count me. And then we see, like, where were the Oscars in 1988 or 87? We see Red Brown. Where's the first time he doesn't smile, Griff? Maybe that was why he was smiling, because he wanted to make this have more impact.
Yeah.
Fucking tears well up. I've never seen Red Brown act the shit. Maybe in that Miami Vice episode where he was the fucking Viking biker.
From hell.
Tears well up.
Oh, it's hard.
What do you think he was thinking about, Griff, to make that happen?
Somebody say they don't appreciate America anymore.
That would make me cry.
Like, I think he would be like, I understand. If he saw Kaepernick kneel, I think he'd be like, I understand you. I understand the pain that America has done to, various people of color in this country. But if somebody said, I don't appreciate America that much, I think that would hurt him. Or somebody who said the bomb pop is not the best popsicle.
Well, all we know is he lets off a bomb, but not before giving one more shit as he jumps off that waterfall. He chases that waterfall to the end. Boom. Then we see like a fucking mannequin blow up on the top of this fucking waterfall.
We see Virgin from the boat watching the flaming robot fall over the waterfall too, and she jumps up with glee, and then credits.
Yeah, well, we see like Reb surface, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. And then we get some really stupid credits where they don't even get the characters and the actors right.
No.
It was like, that's where we see Murphy Black.
Virgin.
So there you have it, people. You know what? I'm having so much fun, Griff, talking about all our favorites. We got to do one more favorite.
One more favorite?
At least. And it's a real favorite of ours. We talked about him on that fucking interview with Matt that you've just listened to. You're listening simultaneously to both, I hope.
I hope you're not. You got to focus on one thing at a time, Murray.
That's true. We're going back to Wingshauser. But I think this is the first. Is this the first movie where he's the star? I think we've done movies with Wing has been in. I don't.
Beastmaster 2.
He was not
Vice
the star.
Squad.
Was not
I
the
know.
star.
I'm saying these are the movies.
Right.
And of course, Get Heaven.
And that Hunter episode.
Oh, that's right. We did.
And he was a villain in almost all of them.
Yes.
This time he's the hero. And only he's a cop, but he plays by his own rules. His name is Stoney Cooper. And get ready, people. Yes, the Swedes and Scale will be where we started up. We're gonna see Wings Ding.
We're gonna see Wings Ding.
Well, we'll see his ass. I don't know if we see his ding. This is an R-rated movie.
Okay.
We're gonna see Wing give out some deadly force. So look for that next week, and keep it warm.
What do I do?
You must give of yourself to the great red ape. Sexually.